Many individuals discuss their favorite travel places, but what about their least favorite? Travel is largely subjective, with personal preferences impacting whether a certain country is one of the worst or finest places to visit. Personally, I believe that every country, from the most visited to the least visited, is worth seeing. So I decided to compile a list of my least favorite places I've ever visited, with the intention of giving all my viewers a good idea about these countries. Let's get started. Number 1. Guinea. Guinea in West Africa is not an easy place to travel, especially beyond the capital Conakry. Public transport is crowded, uncomfortable, and slow. Before you go, be aware of the risks, including street crime, pickpocketing, bag snatching, burglars who may be armed, and trade scams involving diamond and gold export. Corruption is widespread in Guinea with intimidating checkpoints, and few visitors escape the request for an entrance fee or bribe. Although the law safeguards citizens' rights, its implementation remains in the hands of a weak judiciary and unethical security forces. Foreign embassies have very limited resources to assist their residents who become unintentional victims of unlawful economic transactions. So do not do business in Guinea. Power outages occur often throughout the country. In fact, when I was there was a protest about lack of electricity and other economic problems. If you plan to arrive in Conakry on a flight after dark, please arrange an airport transfer. Guinea certainly isn't for everyone, but for those with a sense of adventure, or those who would like to immerse themselves in Mother Nature. There are virgin rainforests, plunging waterfalls, and islands like Casa and Room with a relaxed vibe. Number 2. Jordan. I spent 4 days touring Jordan, Wadi Rum, Petra, Jerash, and Dead Sea. I was advised to rent a car instead of taking a cab, and I must say that the driving etiquette was shocking. Reckless and dangerous driving is the norm. Also, I noticed garbage everywhere: cigarette butts, plastics, and food littering. The most prevalent frustration for travelers in Jordan is getting overcharged. This is common in tiny shops, market merchants, where foreigners may be requested to pay a greater price for the same item. In most cases, prices are not marked, and everyone seems to take advantage of the tourists. Bargaining is a vital aspect of the culture, therefore don't be frightened to do it. For your own protection, avoid getting into a stranger's car. This could lead to misunderstandings, particularly among solo female travelers. Instead, travel alone by renting a car or joining a trusted group of people. In the same way, you should not pick up hitchhikers. In the worst-case situation, these people could leave your vehicle along with your possessions. Number 3. Djibouti. I visited Djibouti in the summer, and on my bucket list was to swim with whale sharks. My plan was to visit Maskali and Mucha Islands, which are the main tourist attractions of the country. However, tours to the islands were only during the weekend. I was left wandering around Djibouti. Besides the new big Turkish mosque in the city center, there wasn't much going on. There were a lot of military bases. I was told Djibouti hosts military bases for the US, Italy, France, Germany, Saudi Arabia, and China. It honestly felt like I was watched from every direction. I didn't feel comfortable walking down certain streets. The prices of almost everything was the most shocking aspect of my vacation. The hotel was extremely basic, with no comforts, and cost me about $150 per night. Meals are typically priced at $20 or more per person, which is ludicrous in a developing country. This covers non-touristy foods. There is a strong French influence in the street names, baguettes, and food options. Despite the fact that the currency is significantly lower, taxis and services are priced similarly to those in the US and Europe. SIM cards, particularly data cards, are pricey. Each gigabyte costs around $1 and is only valid for 1 day. The technique utilized by Djibouti's lone cell carrier is likely to wipe your credit before you even enable your data, leaving you to spend more. It's an intriguing combination of people who speak French, Afar, Arabic, and Somali, and they all mix together. So it's somewhat difficult to grasp. Number 4. Ethiopia. I entered Ethiopia from Sudan at the Galabat-Metemma border crossing. The border officer informed me that I would easily find transportation to Gondar. It appeared that there was a security issue on the road to Gondar: tribal, ethnic disputes. There are some places where we stopped, especially the non-tourist areas, and Amharic was the only means of communication. Ethiopia is a fascinating place with a rich history. However, outbreaks of violence are regular in some parts of the country. but do not immediately influence other areas of Ethiopia. It is critical that tourists are aware of any unrest and understand which regions are designated as do not travel or reconsider your need to travel. Before leaving for your vacation, research to avoid any potential danger zones, check your government's travel advisory, and sign up for notifications to stay informed about the situation. Be careful that the internet connection in Ethiopia is unreliable. Another quite annoying experience was the constant presence of beggars, mostly children chasing you, pulling you, and asking for money. I was told that once they see Westerners, they immediately think the backpack is full of money. I don't mind helping and giving, but unfortunately this behavior was irritating and frustrating. Number 5. Syria. Damascus is beautifully rebuilt and safe, but at all costs avoid the area of the Idlib Governorate because it is one of the rebel strongholds. The areas outside of government control are not safe from violence. Kidnappings, terrorist attacks, chemical warfare, aerial bombardment, torture, and extrajudicial killings. The registered tour guides are aware of this and are best positioned with intelligence to react spontaneously if fighting spreads or intensifies. U.S. nationals and other Westerners are frequently sought-after targets by kidnappers and the corrupt government. The best way to tour or move around Damascus is to have a local guide to avoid getting ripped off with prices, and obviously the Syrians know the best places to wine and dine. This might cost you some money, but it's well worth it. These are some of the countries I had the worst travel experiences ever. Have you visited these countries before? If yes, then comment your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell us what you think about this video below in the comment section. Let's meet again with another interesting video.